Hello boys and girls, welcome to your third installment. This is the A and B Blues for Recorder. Couple of quick reminders before we get into the playing. Remember that I'm using my right hand, but it is your left hand. Your left hand is on top. To get the recorder ready, you need to get it picked up in your right hand. Right hand should be at the bottom, holding it like this. You put it on your chin. Then from your chin, in the back side, you find that thumb hole, so you're not looking. You go beyond the gold ring. You cover the thumb hole, cover the pointer finger hole, and this pitch is B. We did just B. Then you played along and did just A. Those were the first two recordings. Now we're going to do the A and B blues. So that means that you're going to be changing back and forth between A, which is what I'm showing right now, and B, which is what I'm showing right now. So you have to ask yourself, which finger moves? There's only one. I hope you're saying the tall finger. Okay, the finger in the middle is the only finger that changes. If it's going to be an A, your tall finger is squeezing that hole. So there's 3 holes covered. If you're playing B, you're just covering 2 holes, and the tall finger is in the air. All right, something I didn't say in past recordings is that I'd like you for now, and this is not going to be much longer, but for now, you are going to have your right hand on the bottom, and you should have your hand open like this so that there's a saddle right here. And you put the recorder right there in the saddle. Notice that my other fingers are up because I don't want to cover any of those holes. So this is not a good way to hold the recorder when you're playing. That was how we picked it up. But now that we're in ready position, it's open fingers, or excuse me, open hand, and then I currently am fingering an A. Okay, so since we're going to go through this piece 2 times, and by the way, I hope you found the PDF file, so the visual file of the printed music is also next to this recording in your assignment in Google Classroom. So right there where you got the link to listen to this video, there should be the PDF file, which is a picture of the A and B blues. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to count with me in 2 different ways. The first time we're going to count with do all the way through. Now the fun part of this is that we get to change fingers, and so you have to remember what your letters are. I think we should start by counting with the letters, because the letters will help you to change your fingers. So if you look at the first line, you will notice that they are all in the same space. If you look at the circle of the note, you notice that the circle is not being pierced by a line. So the lines are on both sides of the note, and those are all A's, whether they're a half note, a quarter note, or a whole note. The other indication that this is an A, because you're only learning A and B so far, the A's have the stems going up. The stems are the vertical little lines that are connected to the note head, to the circle part of the note. So you see those stems are going up on the right side. Then if we look at the second line, you'll notice that the stems are going down, and the beginning of the second line you have half notes. You can see the line piercing through the middle of that note. So that's a B, and so you're going to be playing B there, so you'll want to finger B as we get to that part. At the middle of the second line of music, we go back to A's because the stems are going up, and that is the A space. So we play A's through the end of that line, then the next line is all A's, then you go to, the next line, first measure of that line is A's. The second measure in that third line down is B's, and then you go back to A's. Now, some kids take their pencil, and before they start playing, they write the letters. And actually, that's what I'd like you to do right now if you haven't done it already. So I want you to take your pencil, and I want you to write the letters A, 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 A from the beginning. A, 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 A. Then the next line, B, 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 A, 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 A. Even teachers make mistakes. A, B, 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 A, 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 A. So I just gave it to you. I hope you were taking dictation there. If not, you can just pull that video back a little bit and get that information, but you can also figure it out. Okay, you don't need me for everything. Now, the next thing you're going to do is actually say that same thing, and you're going to show the fingering. This is called shadow fingering. So it's in ready position. You're not playing it yet, but here's the A and here's the B. Now let's do this together. We're going to say the letters. Ready, say it, here you go. A, 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 A. Change. B, 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 B. Now back. A, 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 A. Start on A. A, A, A. B, B, B. A, 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 A. Do it again. A, 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 A. B, 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 A, 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 B, 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 A, 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 A. Great. Now you should have nice circles on your fingers if you've been covering the holes completely. See that pointing finger of mine? Look at my thumb, my tall finger. So that's a good indication that I've been covering the holes completely. No air is going to leak out. So if I blow with warm air and I've got the covered holes completely, I'm going to get a very warm, nice, soothing sound on the recorder. Okay, so the last thing you want to think about now is the do. Remember that you're saying do every time it's a new note. Okay, so this time we're going to play it, and I'm going to ask you to say it with do into the recorder, but I'm not going to play it for you. Okay, you're going to play it, and you're going to play it with the recording at the second, in the next time we do it. Okay, so this time I want you to just play it by yourself. Start with A, here you go. A, 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 A. I hope you're playing now in B. B, B, it's just two fingers closed. B, now bring the third finger. A, 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 A. Now A, 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 A. B, B, B. A, 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 A. Do it again. A, 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 A. Second line. B, you're on your own. B, B, A, 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 B, 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 A, 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 A. Excellent. Okay, and I hope you remembered that you're saying do into the recorder. You're not saying A or B. The fingers are changing the pitch for you. Okay, so now you get to play with the recording, and I'll let you do it two different ways. Here's where the other person is playing on the recorder with you, and this is the A and B blues. That's going to be rocking and rolling. Here we go. Ooh, sorry about that. That was not in the beginning. Let's try again. Here's the introduction. Now you play. Now, in that recording, you can hear the recorder playing. Even though I wasn't playing it, it was in the recording itself. So now you're going to get the A and B blues accompaniment, which means you are the one playing and nobody else, okay? You're going to do great. Lots of practice makes perfect. Lots of perfect practice makes perfect. Here you go. A and B blues, you're on. Here's the introduction. Here you go.